Having been in the software industry since the rise of the computers, there has been no greater innovation than the rise of object orientation. But what is an object? Well, from a certain point of view, anything you can talk about is an object. That means an ant's an object, a bird's an object, and your car is one as well. But what is object orientation when it comes to writing a software creation? Well, it's simply the idea of having those same nouns or objects in our codes. And once in our source code, we can start talking about what those objects can do one with another. So why is that a big deal? Well, because whenever you start talking about objects interacting with others, you're talking about thinking things through. And whether we're talking about clients and accounts, and making deposits or withdrawals. The idea is that when we're talking about objects, and certainly putting objects in our code, that we're modeling real-world activities and operations that, to tell you the truth, tend to become a little self-documenting, because from us to India and every country in the world, everybody understands what we're trying to do when we're using objects, in this case, from the business point of view. So like most simple concepts, once enthroned in code, the idea of having objects is positively revolutionary for several reasons, not only because what we're creating in our code will make sense to people who we're creating code for, but more importantly, over time, our code can become very self-documenting if, for example, we have a client, object, or class, or maybe simply a file name client, and the functions inside the client file, if not class, begin by introducing very easy to understand public methods like get paid or send a payment that would lead to reusable protected and perhaps non-reusable private methods that we'll have to test and can be tested by following our public methods. So while we're banking from Asia to the Americas, our operations are well understood. When we get into healthcare, the military, or other problem domains, we may need to talk to other people in order to discover what types of objects we should be encoding for them. But that's another story.